first victory in F1. This one is for Antoine.
Which brings me to my next question, and a lot of people were asking this online. Is Leclerc now the number one driver at Ferrari?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm not talking forever for the next couple of years, like right now at this point in the season.
No.
Interesting. I would disagree.
I think it's still
It's
a call.
four-time world champion,
Yeah.
man.
And right now, I'm pretty sure Vettel's still ahead, isn't he, in terms of points?
I think he's still ahead in the standings.
So I think they're close enough that Ferrari's going to try to get them, try to see whoever's ahead and try to get them the first place points. I don't think they've chosen a number one driver for their team this year.
I would say that you have to, at this point, designate somebody as your number one. And right now, Leclerc has delivered the results where Vettel hasn't. And when you look at the pole positions, it's 3-1. Race wins, it's 1-0. Obviously, you could argue, again, the whole Canada thing. That's always...
1-1.
Yeah,
buddy,
1-1, right?
1-1.
But we won't go down that road again. But I think that the way that this car has been set up for Ferrari in 2019, Charles Leclerc is their best option to get them race victories, to get them the most amount of points. That's not to say I think Vettel can still win races this season and he can still contribute to the team, but the last 6-7 races or so, I've just seen Charles Leclerc been able to produce more than Sebastian Vettel because, again, I look at this race and I say that should have been a 1-2 for Ferrari. Had it been Mercedes, that would have been a 1-2. They always guarantee their 1-2s, whereas with Ferrari, it always seems like a problem, even though they did get the strategy right. Surprisingly, I don't know how they managed to do that.
First time this year?
First time in the last couple of years, right? But I think Leclerc has done enough to prove that, hey, like I've got a race win, Sebastian Vettel doesn't. Now, not disrespecting that he's a 4-time world champion. We're not just going to kick him to the curb. But right now, I think that Leclerc is their best chance of winning races and fighting Mercedes. That's just my opinion.
I don't know. I think it's one of those options that Sebastian Vettel, man, he can turn it on when he wants. So I think that once he gets a grip, you're gonna see Sebastian Vettel once again. That's gonna be one of the dominant figures, one that's challenging for a world championship.
I hope so, and we'll get more into it in our Monza preview. But look at qualifying as well, though, too. Vettel had to wait. He wanted the slipstream in traffic. Leclerc just said, get me out on the track. I've got enough pace on my own to get pole. And he finished, 7/10 ahead of Sebastian Vettel? That's a little bit of a concern, right? So that's when I look at these things and I say, if Ferrari want to win more races this season, they have to designate their strategies more to Charles Leclerc because he's getting the most out of this car. I'm not saying he's a better driver. Sebastian Vettel, to me, is still the better driver than Charles Leclerc. I mean, that's an obvious. And I think if we were in 2018's car, I think Vettel would have a pretty decent advantage over Leclerc. But I think that the way the situation is now, he's done enough to prove that he is the number one at Ferrari and that going forward in the rest of the year, he should get the favored strategy like he did in this race.